Become a podcast buddy now and get exclusive access to the new podcast episodes. You can find more information about this on my website schulze-kopp.de.
Welcome to this podcast.
Water Polo Expert Talk. Get the insights. Yeah, so we have another international guest in the podcast today. So we are continuing with the next episode of the Water Polo Expert Talk podcast. And I'm happy to have Alberto today in the call. Yeah, so in the podcast as a guest. Yeah, so welcome, Alberto. Thanks for joining today.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure for me to be here today.
Yeah, it's not only your pleasure to be here, so it's only my pleasure to have you here. Yeah, so because I'm not really sure if we have already an actual world champion here in the podcast already. So maybe do the first one. Yeah, so I'm not sure about this fact, but in the preparation of the podcast of the episode today, I think maybe we have the first actual one. Yeah, so there were several guests attending several tournaments and win several medals, but an actual world champion, it's maybe the first one.
This summer you can say this about world champs. So we're happy it happened.
And maybe at the first or as the first step here in the podcast, maybe you can give us a short information about yourself, about your water polo career, where you play at the moment, current or also previous clubs you played water polo, and maybe also some very informational or good question at the beginning, as usual. How do you come to play water polo?
Okay, sure. Well, I'll start by saying that I play water polo right now for Barceloneta in Spain, in Barcelona, and also for national team. I've been playing in Barceloneta for 9 years now. I came here in 2013, and for national team since the summer of 2013 also. And before that, I just played for one club, which was Water Polo Navarra. It's like a small club from a small city north of Spain. Where I used to live, where I'm from. And I started playing water polo when I was 10 years old. Well, like almost every kid in Europe, when I grew up, I used to play football with my friends and everything, because that was normal. But after some time, I was like a member from a club near my home that they train water polo there. So I would go, I don't know, to play or to learn how to swim there, and then I will watch them training water polo. And I started to become interested, and I asked my parents if I could switch from football to water polo to try it. So then I use that year I changed from football to water polo. I was also a pretty good paddle player. Now that paddle is growing a lot. I used to play a lot when I was young. I used to compete around Spain to play some tournaments. So it was really fun. And then after 2004, when I was 14 years old, I needed to decide between paddle and water polo, because I was having trouble to be able to compete in both sports. So at the end, I decided for water polo because I thought it was more fun. You had more. It was more like a team sports, and I like it more. So I stick to water polo. And after that, well, I kept playing for Water Polo Navarra until I came when I was 19 years old to Barceloneta. So that's my beginning and my introduction.
Yeah, so this means that you have played in parallel soccer, football, and water polo for at least 4 years. So maybe this was a very busy 4 years, I would say. Yeah, so because you say, okay, you are also not or somehow successful with the water polo and also with the football team or football club, and then to decide, okay, I decide myself for soccer or football or water polo. It's sounds like a
No,
hard decision.
it was paddle and water polo, the sports that I played at the same time. But well, it was hard. But at that time, I wasn't training like that professionally with water polo because I didn't train like probably not every day. And also, I had time because water polo trainings were usually are pretty late at night, so they were like around 8:30, and I could train like 1 hour of paddle, probably 6 to 7 or 5:30 to 6:30. So I could manage to do both. But well, at the end, the biggest problem was that paddle tournaments were on the weekend and water polo games were on the weekend. So my paddle coach would tell me that he wanted me to play paddle, and my water polo coach, like all of them, would get mad at me because I couldn't. I would need to miss one game or the other. So at the end, I needed to make this decision.
And do you have any contact to water polo before you start your water polo career at the age of 10? So, or are there any let's say famous water polo players you can say, okay, this is maybe somehow also a reason because I have to decide between football and water polo, and at the end it was water polo because of this person?
No. There was a reason to start to play water polo because my father played water polo when he was younger. He was a goalkeeper, and he played in this club where I started playing also. So well, he played. Also, when I changed from football to water polo, I had a cousin that from my age that was already playing water polo. So I had probably many reasons to change, or at least, well, I thought so. And then the reason to decide to keep playing water polo, I think it was just that I thought it was, I had more fun playing water polo because, I don't know, for me it was like a more demanding sport, and I really like it. So I just decided I will try with that.
Yeah. So and maybe then when you maybe are or would be at least also successful and you took the decision to play football in the past, maybe then you have a match today against Germany. Yeah.
Well,
so. Not against Germany, so this is not it's not correct because we are dependent on Spain. So let's do it that way.
Well, I think.
Yeah, so I hope the 1-1 was not a problem last week.
No. That's it.
That's at least when we are both Spain and Germany are qualified for the next round, it's fine with me.
Yes, you need to wait almost 4 or 5 hours to see what happens.
Yeah.
I think Spain needs to win, so they're gonna try that. They said that, so we will see what happens. I mean,
okay, so I can't.
Many things can happen. Yeah, I hope Spain win. I think they want to. So.
Yeah, so let's come back to the to the point I mentioned at the very beginning about the World Championship. For the preparation for the episode today, I really have to look on all the results, and that was let's say somehow fascinating. Yeah, so at least for the quarterfinals, the semi-final, and the final. So because also the final was, I think, some tough game, also not physically maybe, but for sure physically, but not only, because also for the mind, from a mental point of view. When you see the groups or the drawing for these tournaments, let's see, it's you together with Canada, Italy, and South Africa. What do you think when you see such a group? with what kind of preparation or mind you go into such a tournament when you see the groups?
Well, obviously, the group it's extremely important because it can give you, like, I don't know, one way or another in saying that obviously if you end the group in the first position, you will not play one game. So I mean that I think that's a benefit for you because you can rest more, and then you only prepare for quarterfinals. And also, well, obviously in the World Champs, usually you have one hard game. That for us in this case was Italy. We knew it was important because at least in our situation, the last couple of years we weren't able to beat Hungary. So if we knew that the way if we ended second of the group, it was going to be Hungary in the quarterfinals. Obviously, first we had Australia also, but for us, I think it was a harder game. So I think the groups it's extremely important because I mean it's gonna change who you're gonna play in the final games. No, obviously, if you want to become world champs, you need to beat everybody, and it's not.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be easy anyway. But I think that it can help you, like during a tournament like this. I think it has benefits. So I don't know. We train hard, but the thing is that we didn't have that much time because after final 8, there was only, I think it was 2 weeks of preparation before the World Champs started. So, well, I think it was mainly to recover from the club season and to tactically, I don't know, be able to fix everything to get ready for the World Champs.
Yeah, so especially the semi-final against Serbia, you with 10-5, really clear at the end the game against Serbia, so which is also a statement.
Croatia,
yeah,
it was Croatia. The
Croatia, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. We played a really good game in the semi-final. I think it happens to us, and I think it happens to every team. I think when you arrive to a tournament, it's always hard to play a really good water polo in the first games because obviously you're arriving like at a new pool. Everybody it's nervous. Everybody it's trying to give their best, but usually the first games of the tournaments or the groups, the defense is not quite fixed yet. So games tend to be different in the first part of the tournament comparing to the quarterfinal, semi-final, or final. So I think we managed to grow a lot during the World Champs. We played a really hard game against Montenegro in the quarterfinal. I think it was physical. We managed to win by 1 goal, but I think that we arrived like in a really good physical preparation. We were truly ready for the semi-final, and we played a really good, great game. I think our defense was really solid. Unai played an amazing game, and I think we truly controlled that game. So it was really well played.
Are there any, or would you say that there are any special feelings or emotions before such a gold medal game of a world championship?
Obviously, for us it was like a really important game. I think we had many things involved, and we had many things in our head before that game because we had been so close to win like for a couple of years. Before that game, we had lost against Serbia in 2018, the European champs in penalties. We had lost the previous World Champs final against Italy, but they were like I don't know, extremely superior to Spain that game. We didn't manage to play against them, so we had that in our minds. We were also so close in 2020 against Hungary in the European Champs final, losing in penalties also. So we had this thing in our minds that we were so close. We were playing really good water polo for a couple of years, but we were and we hadn't been able to win that last game, that last final game, and I think I don't know we were doing a good job for a couple of years, so we kind of had that pressure on our mind that we needed to do it for once. So I think for us it was kind of like a liberation. I don't know if you understand me, but it was like, okay, we've done it now. So I think that final truly helped us to take some things out of our heads, because I really believe that winning or losing one game in penalties doesn't make you truly better than the other team, because I think there is a lot of luck in winning or losing by penalties. So it's not that, I don't know, like we were more experienced. It's nothing. I think you need to learn to play these games. Like you need to learn to play these quarterfinals games, these semifinals games, these finals, because they are different games. It's not only the physical game or the tactical game involving water polo, but the pressure in your head, it's quite different. So you need to learn to play these games. And I think the good thing for us, it was that for the last couple of years, we had played many games like this, many semifinals, quarterfinals, finals, and I think it helped us to win a lot of experience.
Yeah, so in these close matches, so against Italy in this case, then you have really the benefit to have the experience from previous years and previous semifinals and very important matches on a high level. Yeah, so and then you have the experience in the penalty, it's a 50-50 chance. Yeah, so it's at least not, as you mentioned, it's not really the case that you are better or not better than the opponent. Yeah, so it's really a lot of luck at the end. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I think we deserve it to win. I think Spain played better than Italy in that game. I mean, obviously, at the end, the result was we were tight, but I think we played a really good final, and we played good water polo.
Yes, and not only so, there are some people maybe have the argument to say, okay, they are to see it the other way around. Yeah, so but at the end, I would agree with you that it's really you deserved it because you are really stable over the whole tournament. Yeah, and at the end, you could push another or have another push and can go the extra mile at the end. Yes, and then in this case you have to deserve it. Absolutely.
Yes, I mean Italy played an amazing tournament, like truly amazing. They played so great in the quarterfinals and semifinals, and they also probably deserve to win. But I think, like talking about the last game, the final game, I think we played better water polo than them. It's just my opinion. So I mean,
it's your episode. It's your opinion. So the World Championship for sure is one major event in a lifetime of a water polo player, I would say. But there are another one with the Olympic Games. Yeah. So and you have also attend the Olympic Games 2 times. Yeah, so 2016 and 20. Do you think, or what is the difference, or is there a difference from the importance, from the level, from your point of view, between the World Championship and the Olympics?
Olympic Games are another level. It's a different thing.